Before there was the Big O, Dr. J. Magic Johnson, or Air Jordan, there was Tarzan Cooper, Pop Gates, Pat Jenkins, and Boy Wonder Isaacs. Who were they? They were the New York Rens, the first all-black professional basketball team in America. More than 30 years before the first all-black starting lineup of Texas Western played the all-white Kentucky Wildcats for the 1966 NCAA Championship, the all-black Rens team were playing all-white teams throughout the Midwest and South during the time of Jim Crow and the Great Depression. The Rens were named after the Renaissance Casino in Harlem, which was their home court. Harlem's finest would come to see the Rens play, then dance to the sounds of Jimmy Lunceford before and after the game. The Rens had to barnstorm the country in a bus to most of their games, in spite of playing 7 days a week, twice on Sundays, and not being allowed to sleep or eat in the segregated towns they traveled to. The Rens dominated professional basketball in the 1930s with their fancy passing and motion offense. Truth be told, the Rens introduced the motion offense to basketball, a system later adopted by the Boston Celtics' great coach, Red Auerbach. In fact, the Rens' legendary games against the original Celtics would draw crowds of 15,000 or more. And if Little Richard is the architect and originator of rock and roll, the Rens are the architects and originators of the style of play used by the Harlem Globetrotters. John Wooden, who played against the Rens, said he'd never seen a team play better team basketball, handle and pass the ball the way the Rens did, including teams of today. In 1971, the Los Angeles Lakers won 33 straight games, which is still an NBA record. But back in 1933, the Rens won 88 straight games in 86 days, all on the road. In 1939, after a decade of record-breaking wins, the Rens played in the first World Professional Basketball Championship in Chicago. Who did they beat? The New York Yankees, the Harlem Globetrotters, and finally, the Oshkosh All-Stars, to become the first world champions of basketball. The history of black players in basketball doesn't start with great players like the Big O or the Texas Western team. Through talent, skill, and absolute fearlessness in the face of unimaginable discrimination, the New York Rens not only changed the way the game of basketball was played, they changed the perception of black players in basketball forever.